Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Metzia, page 83b, part 2, with the words Ishtama, Milsa, Beimalka, Amru, etc. This matter of the advice of Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, was heard in the king's palace. The king's ministers said, "Let the reader of the letter be its messenger." Quina de Garta Ihulahai Parvanka. In other words, since Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, offered this advice, he should be the one to implement it. They brought Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, to the authorities who appointed him to this task, and he proceeded to arrest thieves. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Korcha sent Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, the following message: "You are vinegar, son of wine." In other words, you are wicked in comparison to your father, the righteous Rabbi Shimon, when just vinegar is spoiled wine. Until when will you inform on the nation of our God to be sentenced to execution by a Gentile king's court? Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, sent a message back to him: "I am merely eradicating thorns from the vineyard." In other words, I am removing the wicked from the Jewish people. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Korcha sent back to him, "Let the owner of the vineyard," in other words, God, "come and eradicate his own thorns. It is not your place to do this." The Gemara relates, one day a certain laundryman met Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, and called him vinegar. One day a certain laundryman met Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, and called him vinegar, son of wine. Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, said, "From the fact this man acted so insolently by vilifying a Torah scholar, one can concede that he is a wicked person." He told the authorities to arrest that man. They arrested him and condemned him to death. After his mind settled, in other words, when his anger abated, Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, regretted his hasty decision. He went after the laundryman in order to ransom him and save him from execution, but he was unable to do so. He read the verse about him: "Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from troubles," Proverbs 21:23. Had the laundryman not issued his derogatory comment, he would have spared his fate. Ultimately, they hanged the laundryman. Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, stood beneath the gallows and wept. Those who were present said to him, "Our teacher, let it not be bad in your eyes that you caused his death. As this laundryman was a wholly wicked person, you should know that he and his son both engaged in intercourse with a betrothed young woman on Yom Kippur. That he and his son both engaged in intercourse with a betrothed young woman on Yom Kippur." Upon hearing this, Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, placed his hand upon his belly over his innards and said, "Rejoice, my innards, rejoice. If your mere suspicions are so accurate, all the more so are your certainties must be correct. If the condemnation of this man, based upon the suspicions raised by his insolence, proved to be correct, the identification of thieves in accordance with logical reasoning must certainly be accurate. I am assured about you, my innards, that worm and maggot will not affect you, which is a sign of a completely righteous person." Nevertheless, his mind was not calmed. He decided to test himself. He arranged for people to give him a sedative to drink, and they brought him into a house of marble where surgeries were performed. and cut open his belly. They removed baskets upon baskets of fat from it, placed them in the hot sun in the summer months of Tammuz and Av, and the fat did not putrefy. In this manner, Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, received proof that his decisions were correct and that he was a holy, righteous individual. The Gemara questions what the proof was. This is not sufficient proof, as all fat that is not attached to flesh does not putrefy. The Gemara answers true. All fat not attached to flesh does not putrefy, but the red veins within the fat do putrefy. Here, by contrast, although there were red veins in the fat, they did not putrefy, which is a sign of his righteousness. Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, read the verse about himself. I have set the Lord always before me. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoices. My flesh also dwells in safety. Psalm 16, 8-9. The Gemara relates, and a similar incident also occurred to Rabbi Ishmael, son of Rabbi Yossi. He too was appointed head officer.